Hi everyone, Adam with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at some JR Products hook and keeper. These are going to be for your RV or enclosed trailer doors. Not a lot of these trailers come with these kind of props for your doors from the factory. This one didn't, and that's why we're putting one on today. But this is just going to be ideal for either at the job site or even if you're moving someone in, loading and unloading, or if you're just at your RV and you're tired of having your door swing open. This is just going to allow us to be able to set the right amount of length between our two brackets here, just to get that ideal spot to keep this open, just so we don't have to have it closing on us all the time. I know with this trailer specifically, it's really dark in there, so the more sun we can get in there, the better. And with this door open, even if we're unloading off the back, it's definitely going to get that done for us. So this kit also comes with a rubber stopper for our door. So when it does end up hitting the rubber stopper, we don't have to worry about it running directly into the enclosed trailer itself. It's also going to help our hinge from overextending, which is just going to add to the longevity of your door and just make it all a lot quieter, especially if the wind does take it out and whack into it. Luckily, we'll have that there. So this one in particular is flat, so it is going to be probably one of the more low profile hooks that we have here, especially from JR Products. So if that's something you're looking for, go for it. If not, JR Products does have some others that are a little bit longer, some made of zinc, and all the other ones are going to be rounded here. They're going to stick out a little bit more, but to be honest, it's not really much of a difference. So yes, this is a little bit more intense than maybe just taking a rope, tying it through here and tying it off somewhere else. But to be honest, it is a lot more professional, and it really isn't that difficult to install. So let's just go ahead and show you guys how easy it is. So when mounting our first bracket, obviously we need to find the right place to do it. But we do have included hardware. They don't really work for our application because we want to go all the way through the door and then pull bolts on the back end of it. So you might have to make a trip to your local hardware store to grab the appropriate gear. I'm just going to use a longer little bolt here, and that should do the trick. I'm just going to find a little spot here, and as I open up this door, I want to make sure that we are going to have a good spot to put the other section so it will line up properly. So as I shut this door, about here, and one thing we just need to make sure is we're going to have it in the right orientation as well so we can make that contact. So as we kind of come in like this, my idea is just to kind of, as I'm opening that door, it's going to slide in there, and obviously then it's going to be able to support it. So it is going to work, but I know I can get through this door, but I just want to make sure on the inside of the trailer itself, we're going to be able to get to the back of our bolts. So this is where the bolts are going to come through, so we're good there. So now we go ahead, mark our marks, and we can start drilling this bracket to get this one installed first. I always just like to use a paint marker, just like this. And we don't need a whole lot, I just need enough just to know where I'm going to be going. So now we just want to go ahead and pick our right drill bit. I'm using a 3/16 inch drill bit, but we could go bigger or we could go smaller. It just depends on what kind of hardware you guys are planning on using. So just grab that, and then you can go ahead and start drilling away. Perfect. And then now we're hitting the wood, so I'm going to go a little bit faster. Awesome. And then we'll do the same exact thing for the other 4 holes we marked. So when making any holes in our trailer here, what we want to do is use some butyl tape so that we can get all of that water from getting into those holes we drilled. This is just going to prevent any of that water getting down in there, rotting stuff out, and just causing unnecessary damage. So this is what it'll kind of look like. You guys can do your own little twists to things if you want, but all we just want to make sure of is that it's going to cover the hole, and we have a washer on the other end of our hardware here because we will have to supply them for these brackets we're putting on. So with that into place, we can go ahead and try to get that lined up in the hole just like that. We'll get it all the way through. And then we'll do that same exact thing for all of our other bolts. So we did have to source our own hardware for this, like we said earlier, but what you guys need to remember when picking these is, first, we just need to make it small enough to go through the bracket, and second, I do suggest going all the way through and then putting a nut on the inside. If you're just self-tapping on the outside of these enclosed trailers, eventually you're going to see some flex in that outer paneling. This is just going to be the better overall way to do it with our enclosed trailer here. So now we're going to go ahead and put our nuts on one side like this. We're going to do that for all of them, and then we'll go around front and tighten them all down. So by going all the way through and putting a bolt on the back end, we don't have any flex. This bracket is completely solid. If we just use self-tappers, which I recommend not doing, we will see a bunch of different flex of this outer shell here. But with this, it's good. And if you guys get a little bit closer, you guys can see how that tape is making that seal really nice. You can either maybe cut off all the excess or just kind of work it with your hands to kind of just get it into that groove a little bit more. But we won't have any issues with any water getting into these holes, and that is exactly what we were looking for. So we're going to go ahead and repeat the same exact process with our second bracket that we did on our first bracket on our door here. You guys know the drill. Put some tape over top of it. We're going to get our bolt, push it through, get a washer. We're going to go ahead, just put some nuts on the back, and then just tighten them up just like before. So this kit does come with a rubber bumper for your door. We actually already had one installed, but it is not near as long. So with this new bracket, I think it's going to be best for our fit just to put a longer one on there. As you can see, we're going to at least double the amount of bumpage. So what we're going to do is we do have a bolt that comes with our kit, and what we're going to do is pretty much just take it and we're going to put it in the smaller end just like that. And we will have to take a screwdriver, push it through just like that. Then we can go ahead and just screw it into place. All right, once it's good, make sure it's good, then we're pretty much done there. Well, everyone, that just about does it for a look at the JR Products hook and keeper for your RV or enclosed trailer doors.